Hey guys, it's Shaun here. I'm going to be showing you the insights into the company I started this year from where I was to where I am now. Let's get into it. So it started with an idea and an opportunity. Now for me, I dropped out in the first week of grade 11 to start my plumbing apprenticeship. It took me 4 years. I finished my apprenticeship and my contractors, which allows me to work for myself. Now, when I observed the trade industry, I saw how low the overall standard was from on the phone to on-site experience. Like the apparel that tradies were wearing, the communication was lacking. So the overall customer service was not meeting the standard industry level. And so I thought, what if I could create my own plumbing business and implement everything every other industry is doing to the trade industry? What kind of opportunity would I have? So my next step was planning. I knew what I had to do, but how was I actually gonna do it? So I wrote down on paper everything that I knew I had to do, every requirement, every demand. And then in my head, I thought through the process and then it was execute. So the first thing I do, it's just the way I operate, is I always start with graphics. I don't know why this is where I start, but this is how I did. So I was like, if I don't have a logo, if I don't have a name, nothing else matters right now. Because once I have the logo, once I have the name, that's almost like my cornerstone. Then I start to build everything else. And so me and my best mate, Nate Zerk Freelance, check him out, he knows what he's doing, created a logo that you will see here. We planned, we sketched, and over again, we finally came with the design that we were happy with. And then the next step is registering everything, having all your licenses in place. Because as you know, here in Australia and most Western countries, you can't actually operate, you can't actually start until everything is registered, all your licenses are in place. So I started diving into that. I looked up online, what does the government require of me? And so registering your business name, how you're structuring, whether you're a sole trader or you're a company. I'm a company, ASICs, and for me, I had all my plumbing licenses, my contractor's licenses. So just getting all those things in place so that I was legally able to operate. Once I had everything in place, I knew there was one big warning that I constantly heard from everybody else that I was talking to. And that was how stressful it was to run your own business. They would tell me how they come home from a big day of work and they're just in admin all afternoon into the night. And so for me, how was I gonna prevent going down that path? And the best and most productive way of doing that was trying to systemize the company the best I was able to. So for me, I have two main softwares that I use. One, for my admin software, is called ServiceMate. That deals with all the bookings, the services, all the jobs, keeps everyone on record, stores it in the cloud, and you can invoice out of it, and it's totally easy. And then the second one I have is Xero. Now Xero is my accounting software. So that deals with all the numbers of the company. From my profit and loss, I can submit my BAS out of there, has all my activity statement, just keeping record of all the number side of the company. This is major when it comes to having the business being able to flow by itself. Otherwise, your head's just going to be full of information that is unnecessary. You're trying to keep track of everything in your own mind, and that's when it gets really stressful, and most of the time you burn out, and then so does the company. So systemize your business as best you can. Now, once I had all these foundational things in place, I was then able to go, all right, I've got all these back-end operations in place, let's start finding work. And so for me, I literally jumped on whatever I could. I used services like HighPages, Service.com, Gumtree, Facebook, word of mouth. I just tried to get my name and operation out there and just gather any work and every work that I could. Now, the first 6 months was quite a struggle. You're trying your hardest to let everyone know that you have this business and you're looking for work, but at the end of the day, those jobs that you get from your family, they eventually run out. And so I was using these other platforms to the best of my ability to get work. Now, I was getting work, but at the end of the day, when you're using these types of services, most of the time you're dealing with bottom feeders. You're dealing with people who want everything for the price of nothing. And so it's a tough way to start your business, but I think it's very essential. You do whatever you can to get the work. And over that 6 months of using those platforms, I actually developed a lot of handy contacts that I still use and know today. Some small builders and some handy customers that have called me back over and over again. But one of the biggest issues that I found in the first 6 months of running my company was that I actually didn't have all the tools that I needed to meet all the requirements and plumbing services that were out there. So I took the money that I was earning, the little amount of money that I was earning, and I invested it back into the company. I decked out my garage, I put some racks up, I bought all the essential equipment and materials that I knew I would use, and I stored it in my garage. I then started investing into some tools that would allow me to meet those required services. I just bought a trailer that has been handy with the renovational side of things, carting dirt around, carting junk around. We just invested into a jet rodder that, by the way, we got an amazing deal because the broker messed up. It's a $30,000 system that I got for 20 grand. So super blessed there. Concrete cutter, pipe camera, pipe locator. We bought these things so that I would be able to expand in my overall services in the plumbing business. So now I'm at a pretty good place. I'm starting to develop these contacts. Consistent work is starting to flow in, but I want to take it to that next level. I want to fill every single day in with more and more work so that I'm not having those quiet days every now and then. So for me and every other company, the most essential thing to growth is marketing. So I started creating profiles and accounts with every single social media platform out there, from Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Google, all of them having an awesome online presence. We just finished our website design, our version 1. There's still a lot we want to do with that, but it's just getting something out there so people online, this new generations that's coming through who are super tech savvy, will see you and your aesthetic presence over everybody else. So from this point forward, after accomplishing everything that I had, it's to refining. What am I doing that separates me from all my competitors? Am I offering a higher quality standard? Do I have more services? Is my social presence bigger, more aesthetic? And so now, and every single day, I think for the rest of my business life, I'll be constantly asking myself that question. What can I do that is going to separate me from everybody else out there? Because if you're not doing anything more than the person next to you, why should the customer pick you over them? Considering they've been plumbing for longer than me. They've been in the industry longer than me. So I've got to actually offer something greater than my neighbor. And so lastly, the reason I'm making this YouTube channel, making this video, is because I personally love jumping on YouTube and watching other young businessmen and women as they progress in their journey, in their business that they've started. And so let this be a place where young entrepreneurs will come together, encourage one another, present our goals so we can hold each other accountable, and just do well in the industry and place that we are at. Thanks guys, over.